Good afternoon. My name is Ken Snipes, Director of Austin's Homeland Security and Emergency Management Function, and I'm here today to talk about severe weather and flooding and preparedness in our city. March, April, and May make up severe weather season in the city of Austin and Central Texas. We have also historically seen flash flooding in our region in the spring. In fact, Central Texas is known as Flash Flood Alley. Each spring, we kick off our messaging, and today we're here to talk about Flooding and Preparedness Week. Severe weather can include thunderstorms, lightning, high winds, hail, and tornadoes. Climate change has made these weather events more extreme and more unpredictable. Over the last few years, we've seen an increase in the frequency and severity of these events. We want to remind longtime Austinites and new community members alike that Austin and its severe weather impacts and flooding can be disastrous. In October 2013, heavy rains caused multiple creeks to flood, impacting most heavily the Onion Creek area. Businesses of all sizes were affected, and about 745 homes were damaged, with 116 being totally destroyed. Tragically, 7 members of our community lost their lives. In 2015, floods hit Central Texas again. In May of 2015, 14 people in Central Texas died during the floods in Travis County and neighboring counties as well. In October of 2015, severe flooding damaged about 400 structures within Austin and about 336 properties in Travis County. 3 residents of Travis County lost their lives. Tornadoes are also happening more frequently in our region as well. In March of 2022, tornadoes affected more than 680 homes in Round Rock, causing $32 million in damage. Central Texas also experiences hail, and Austin residents are all too familiar with that. In the Austin area in 2023, expenses from hail damage hit a record high of over $1 billion. If you got a new roof in Texas, you probably got it after the hailstorm. Severe weather and flooding affects life safety, property, and businesses that our community depends upon. The city is preparing for these impacts, and coming up you will hear details from our partners about these preparations. We especially want to remind the public not to drive around barricades at low water crossings. We see examples of people driving around barricades that result in cars being swept off of roadways and or bridges. This is dangerous for you and our first responders. By keeping yourself safe, you are also protecting our first responders. Remember, turn around, don't drown. There are many resources available to help people prepare and be safe in advance of severe weather during the flooding season. Austin Homeland Security and Emergency Management has created a digital preparedness hub at readycentraltexas.org. Visit the site to get resources like checklists, trainings, and our neighborhood preparedness guide, which is available in both English and Spanish. We host monthly preparedness pop-up events with our public safety partners and quarterly preparedness trainings. Again, you can learn more about these events at readycentraltexas.org. I'll now turn it over to my counterpart, Eric Carter, with Travis County Emergency Management.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eric Carter. I'm the Chief Emergency Management Coordinator for Travis County. We're now in severe weather season here in Central Texas, but it's important to remember severe weather can happen anytime and anywhere. You should always be prepared and be aware of your risk. Being proactive now can make a significant difference in keeping you and your loved ones safe during thunderstorms, tornadoes, and flooding. Now is the time. Take a look around your home when it's sunny out, strengthen it, meaning cut down branches that are hanging over roofs and check your home insurance policy. Make a plan for your family. Make sure everyone knows which room in your home is safe to shelter in place during thunderstorms and tornadoes. Check and restock your emergency supply kit. If there's flooding, never walk or drive through flooded roads. You never know how deep the water is, and only 6 inches of water can knock you over and cause you to lose control of your car. Flash floods can happen with no warning, so always stay aware of your surroundings during rainstorms. We encourage you to follow Travis County and Travis County Emergency Services on social media. We use hashtag #PrepareTravisCounty to share information about severe weather preparedness. Again, being prepared is key. And now is the time to make sure you're ready for any emergencies that may happen. Thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Paul Euro with the National Weather Service.
Thank you, Eric. I'm Paul Ura. I'm the Warning Coordination Meteorologist with the National Weather Service office down in New Braunfels, Texas. Even though severe thunderstorms can happen year-round, March through May is typically our busy season. That is when we have most of our severe storms affect the area. Severe storms are technically defined as when we have hail at least 1 inch in diameter, we have damaging winds over 58 miles per hour, or we have tornadoes. The large hail, the strong winds, and tornadoes can cause property damage, as well as cause injuries and fatalities. Even non-severe storms can produce damage. Cloud-to-ground lightning can cause fires and also delay outdoor events. Remember that slogan, when thunder roars, go indoors. It's a simple rule. When you hear thunder, you need to be indoors in order to keep safe from a possible lightning strike. March 25th, today, is actually a very special day in Austin weather history. 3 out of the top 4 hail-producing thunderstorms with damage have occurred on a March 25th in 1993, 2005, and 2009. Now, it's nothing like the size of hail like this. This is now our state record from Hondo, Texas, that happened back in 2021. These hailstones can actually fall at over 100 miles per hour. So yes, very, very dangerous to be outside when you have hail, even just as big as like golf ball size hail. So everybody has to be very cautious. All citizens need to have a certain level of weather awareness if they plan on being outdoors on any given day during the springtime. Thunderstorms can develop very, very fast. The worst place to be in a storm is, of course, outdoors. Thunderstorms can also bring a lot of rainfall. We live here in Flash Flood Alley, an area of Texas that is has frequently deadly flash floods. Flash flooding is when floodwaters move very, very quickly and are able to carry away vehicles and structures and very large areas of debris. Most of our weather fatalities here in South Central Texas are caused by flash flooding, mostly to vehicles being swept away at low water crossings, especially at nighttime. So you've already heard it, but the slogan, "Turn around, don't drown," is important. Every citizen needs to be aware of that slogan and do it. And finally, so what's the forecast? It's way too early to tell how much rain we're going to get or how much severe weather we're going to get for the entire springtime. But being prepared is the key. Drought conditions will likely, unfortunately, persist in the hill country. But as we know, it can change very, very quickly, as seen by some of our past flood events. It only takes one storm. So as of right now, we all need to be prepared. So thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jorge Morales with Austin Watershed.
Thank you, Paul, very much. Once again, my name is Jorge Morales, and I am the director of the Department of Watershed Protection Department here at the City of Austin. As we kick off severe weather season and we gear up for Flood Safety Awareness Week, it is critical to be alert to the dangers of flooding for the home and the road. This week, we will share resources centered around flood safety and preparedness. Flash flooding can occur quickly and without warning, as you heard. So it's up to each of us to prepare and be safe during the floods. Take precautions now to protect yourself and your property from flooding. Everyone is encouraged to make a plan and learn more at atxfloodsafety.com. Our team is busy protecting the community before, during, and after the storms. Before a storm, we inspect culverts with the greatest flood risk and we remove large debris. The Flood Early Warning System team monitors hundreds of low water crossings and closes them as needed. If you must travel, check the road closures before you go, and you can go to atxfloods.com before you leave. And remember, never drive through flooded roads or around barricades. Turn around, don't drown. In addition, our crews are on call to respond to 311 from concerned residents related to upcoming and ongoing rain events. We ask that residents report any debris in creeks or concerns with drainage infrastructure through 311. I will now turn it over to Chief Eddie Martinez.
Thank you, Jorge. I'm Division Chief Eddie Martinez with the Austin Fire Department. I stand before you today to emphasize the importance of flood awareness, especially as we observe Flood Awareness Week. This is a time for us to come together as a community and recognize the risks associated with severe weather and flooding Here are some key points from the perspective of the Austin Fire Department. Understanding risks. Recognize specific flood risks in our community, whether you're near rivers, floodplains, or urban areas prone to flash flooding. Preparedness saves lives. Develop an emergency plan for your family and pets and know your evacuation routes. Prepare an emergency kit containing essentials for your family, like water bottles, non-perishable snacks, a compact first aid kit, flashlight, pet essentials, a blanket, and a multi-tool. Stay informed about weather forecasts and flood warnings from local authorities. Heed the turn around, don't drown signage to avoid driving into flooded areas. Ignoring warnings, crossings, or going around barricades or road closures not only endangers individuals, but also necessitates high-risk rescues for our firefighters. Post-flood safety. Avoid entering floodwaters or damaged buildings until authorities declare them safe. Exercise caution when returning home and be aware of potential hazards. If you're caught in a car being swept away during floodwaters, stay with the vehicle. It provides the most protection. Call 911 immediately to alert them of your situation. Roll down your window to escape if necessary. Remember, just a few inches of water can sweep away people and vehicles, so take caution. Thank you for your attention. Let's prioritize flood awareness and safety in our community. I'm going to turn it over to Commander Gordon.
Thank you, Chief Martinez. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Gordon, Commander with Austin Travis County EMS. A couple points that I would like to talk about. Before a flood, we really want people to stay informed. Determine whether your home is in a flood zone. Learn which roadways are likely to flood in your area and find alternative routes in the event those roadways are flooded. Create communications plan with your family and your friends, as long as the emergency kits that have already been spoken about. Follow evacuation orders, and again, heed all warning signs. Before a flood, you want to prepare for if you have to evacuate. Pack your bags, ensure you have medicines, pet supplies if you need them, a couple days worth of clothes, any valuables. Have those things ready to go and leave before a flooding even starts and before you get stranded. During a flood, stay informed and be alert of the weather. Central Texas, the weather can change very rapidly and sometimes unpredictably. So be on alert and stay informed with what's going on. Disconnect your utilities and appliances if you are able to and if you have time. Get to higher ground if you can so safely. If not, then call 911 and follow the instructions and some of the things that we have already spoken about today. Never drive or walk through floodwaters. After a flood, avoid those floodwaters. Standing in them, underneath those waters can be hazards. There could be chemicals in there. There could be sharp objects. They can hide power lines and other hazards to life safety. So never go into floodwater because you don't know what's in there. Avoid those disaster areas. Do not return until your local emergency officials have declared it safe and you can go back home. Again, as iterated here, turn around, don't drown. Be safe, be smart. Most flood deaths related are preventable. Over 50% of these flood-related deaths are due to someone driving or walking into the floodwaters. Just be safe. Turn around, don't drown, don't enter the waters. If you come into an area covered with water, as said previously, you may not know the condition of the roadway or the ground underneath that water. You can't tell how deep that water is sometimes. So again, turn around, don't drown. At night when your vision is limited, it's even more dangerous. Don't even attempt it. Turn around, don't drown. Okay. Some of the things our department will bring in a flooded situation is all of our ambulances. We carry throw bags, which is a water rescue rope that's in a bag that we can throw to a patient that's in the water to help pull them to the shore. And we also have personal flotation devices on all of our ambulances. All of our medics go through a swiftwater awareness course when they go through their new hire academy. So they are trained in how to utilize and deploy these throw bags. They are trained in reading water, flood water, moving water, and if they find themselves in the water, how to self-rescue themselves. So our medics are out there and they are ready to go. We've got 4x4 command vehicles that are able to access some of these austere environments to get rescuers to the side of those that need help. We've got, within our special operations team, we're able to stand up 3 boat teams in a very short amount of time with our on-duty resources from our special operations. So those resources are always at the ready in the event we see flash flooding, and sometimes these flash flood events are a no notice and may not be predicted. So we are ready to go there. EMS will collaborate with Austin Fire Department and other ESDs in the area to determine the needs within the affected area and deploy these special teams. We also have unmanned aerial system teams. Those are our drone teams that can respond to an incident where there's flooding. Those drone teams can launch their drone within minutes of getting on scene and start to survey the area, gather intel. If there's reports of victims that have been swept water downstream, then the drones can go look for them very rapidly. With that, thank you, everyone. I'd like to turn it over to Commander Kraus with the Austin Police Department.
Thank you, Commander Gordon. My name is Curtis Kraus, and I am the commander over the Emergency Management Unit of the Austin Police Department. Pleased to be here today alongside so many of my colleagues to discuss weather preparedness and to provide you some tips to help keep you and your loved ones safe during weather emergencies. Ensuring that the community is aware of and familiar with the resources available to them during an emergency is a first step in emergency preparedness. Your police department strongly encourages you to be familiar with emergency preparedness measures. Understand how to receive emergency notifications and know what steps to take in the event of an emergency. Have conversations with your loved ones and with your friends, discussing what you will do in the event of a weather emergency. Always remembering those that are more vulnerable and having a plan for them too, that's crucial. Also have discussions with young or inexperienced drivers, encouraging them to stay off the roads or to stay home during inclement weather. As first responders, you will see the Austin Police Department working closely with our fire and EMS partners during severe weather incidents. In the event of an emergency, Austin Police Department officers will be assisting with emergency notifications and at times even going door to door to advise residents of the need for emergency evacuations. You'll also notice officers managing traffic and blocking roadways to prevent entry into hazardous or dangerous areas. If you find yourself driving during inclement weather, please adhere to the following safety tips. First and foremost, please respect barricades, as has been mentioned by my colleagues here. Do not drive around barricades. They're there for a reason. They're there to keep you safe. Heed instructions from public safety officials and from police officers. If you encounter flashing lights, treat them as a stop sign or a four-way stop. Make sure that you have a safety kit, as has been discussed previously. And in the event that you encounter a flooded roadway, turn around if possible. If you can't turn around, then dial 911 and remain in place for assistance. Again, follow the advice of some of my other colleagues here, as they've mentioned previously. You can find further information and safety tips on the City of Austin website or any of the places that are previously mentioned here today. So I want to thank you for your cooperation and for your assistance in helping keep Austin safe during inclement weather. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over now to Mr. David Gray with the Homeless Strategy Office.
Thank you very much. David Gray, the Homeless Strategy Officer for the City of Austin. Today I want to talk a little bit about the efforts that the City of Austin is making to keep our residents who are experiencing homelessness safe during this severe weather season. Now, we're aware that we might have people experiencing unsheltered homelessness living in high flood risk areas, whether that's creeks or drainage channels. The Homeless Strategy Office has established a direct connection with nearly 2,000 people experiencing unsheltered homelessness through our text message alert system. The text message alert system allows us to provide crucial guidance to our residents who are living unsheltered, making sure that they know when it's time to get out of a creek or a waterway and seek higher ground. In addition to the text alert system, my staff is in community every day, along with our community partners, doing direct outreach and engagement with residents who are experiencing unsheltered homelessness. As we're engaging with people, we are stressing the importance of safety and well-being, encouraging people to seek higher ground, and when possible, bringing people into our homeless shelter and getting them out of an unsheltered environment. During high winds and high rainfall, we know that living unsheltered can be extremely dangerous and in some cases life-threatening. And so we'd like to remind our community, if possible, please make sure that you are using whatever access you have to monitor weather reports, whether that's through our partners in local media or online at ATX Floods. We, again, encourage people to move to higher ground when possible and always stay away from creeks, pipes, as well as critical drainage infrastructure that's maintained by Austin Water. My colleagues have said it, but it cannot be said too many times. When you see a flooded creek, a flooded canal, or a flooded roadway, please do not try to cross. Even when you're walking, we encourage you to still turn around and don't drown. Avoid any contact with floodwater, as floodwaters can carry hazardous and potentially life-threatening health and safety risk. Dial 911 for emergencies and visit atxfloodsafety.com for more tips. Again, we encourage all of our residents, whether you're housed or unhoused, sheltered or unsheltered, to stay in touch with our office, stay in touch with the other folks assembled here today, so that we could all get through this severe weather season safely. With that, I'll return the microphone to Homeland Security Director Ken Snipes. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I want to thank all of our public safety partners for being here today to answer questions. And with that, that concludes the presentation portion of our event this morning.